Hello there. My name is Christopher DeSario. You might have known me as a vegan animal rights activist. The year is 2058. The planet has been destroyed from methane emissions from cows because the world could not stop eating beef. I pleaded with everybody to please go vegan to help save our planet, and nobody would listen to me. The earth is now filled with noxious fumes. My wife and 2 children were killed by breathing in the air on the planet we now live on. And if you think that's depressing, you should see my credit score. I'm very sad. The sunsets on our planet are now ultraviolet. Burns the skin like a burny thing. Something hot. Coals or something. I would like for you now to check out a clip from a show that I used to host on YouTube that got over 30 views a month, called Regarding Animals. In this episode I talked about how factory farming contributed to global warming and how our planet would not be habitable in the future. Enjoy the clip. I have just made a bowel movement in my pants. Thank you, good night.
Happy Earth Day! Add a confetti effect to that part. When I do it. Why we need a day to remind us that we're on a green and blue orb flying through space is beyond me. Haven't you ever heard of not shitting where you eat? This is not a video to debate climate change. If you don't believe in climate change by now, you're officially at the disposal of Darwinism. May the earth eat you whole, and may the metaphorical Tide Pods slide into your gullet. Since we were kids, we've been told of different ways to lower our carbon footprint.
Even now, man may be unwittingly changing the world's climate through the waste products of his civilization.
Recycling, taking shorter showers, using energy-efficient light bulbs, don't feed Macaulay Culkin after midnight. However, we as a society are ignoring a large part of the problem. I'm not saying that recycling and, light bulbing is not important, because it is. But don't fucking feed Macaulay Culkin after midnight. I'm not kidding. Cows alone produce over 150 billion gallons of methane per day. What is methane? I don't know. Aren't we worried about carbon dioxide? That's what Al Gore told me in that movie. According to Alex, who's a super science nerd, and a super pretty one too. This is what a methane molecule looks like. Burn that in your brain, because that is way worse than carbon dioxide. Add more confetti there.
Each of Earth's 1.6 billion cows releases about 100 kilograms of methane every year. This might not sound like much, but methane's effect on the climate is 23 times more than carbon dioxide. Methane traps in the heat of the sun and makes the whole planet warmer. So each cow's emissions are about the same as burning 1,000 liters of petrol every year.
Carbon dioxide sticks around in our atmosphere for a long time. Decades. Centuries even. That's almost as long as Ian McKellen has been alive. So when we get rid of all the carbon dioxide sectors, it's gonna make positive change for us in the far future. The carbon dioxide we have in the atmosphere now, it's here to stay for a while. If we cut all those sectors now, it's not gonna give us the global cooling that we need in the present moment, in the present time. Now methane? Methane is a gas produced extensively by the livestock sector. It traps up to 100 times more heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide does in a 5-year period. So methane's produced by cow farts and burps, which would be hilarious if it weren't creating a human Armageddon.
On our watch, we are facing the next major extinction of species on the Earth that we haven't seen since the time of the dinosaurs disappearing. When whole countries go underwater because of sea level rise, when whole countries find that there's so much drought that they can't feed their population, and as a result they need to desperately migrate to another country or invade another country, we're going to have climate wars in the future.
The good news is that methane leaves our atmosphere within 10 years. So that makes for a short-lived but intense climate changer.
If you reduce the amount of methane emissions, the level in the atmosphere goes down fairly quickly and within decades, as opposed to CO2. If you reduce the emissions to the atmosphere, you don't really see a signal in the atmosphere for 100 years or so.
If the Earth starts to heat and the ground is starting to get warmer, it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer, what do you think snakes are going to do? They're going to heat up, and they're not going to like it. I mean, they like some heat, but not too much. And they're going to evolve to grow wings, and then they're going to fly around. And I mean, snakes are bad enough on the ground, but when they can fly, and they can bite you from the skies, we're fucked. We are so fucked. They'll be at the top of this food chain at that point. It's just a thought. It's just something to think about. And when that happens, snakes are truly gonna be on a plane. Samuel L. Jackson, you think Samuel L. Jackson's pissed now? Wait till he's actually on a flight and there's actually snakes in it because they fucking flew up there. He's gonna flip!
He's gonna be dead.
Sam?
By the time they evolve, we're all gonna be dead if it's that hot.
Samuel L. Jackson never dies.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Carbon dioxide accounts for 74% of greenhouse gas emissions, and methane accounts for 14%. That's probably why we're all going nuts about carbon dioxide. That's a huge number compared to methane. But because methane's 100 times more efficient at trapping heat, it accounts for a huger amount of damage.
Methane is something like 22 times more potent as a climate-changing gas than is CO2. So it doesn't take very much methane to make a difference.
The atmosphere has much more CO2 in it, but methane is far more impactful. Every molecule of methane is equivalent to 23 molecules of CO2. And of the methane in the atmosphere, nearly all of it is due to livestock.
One cow's not a problem, but now we have 1.5 billion of them. And it's an incredibly inefficient way of producing food. 3/4 of agricultural land is used just to feed livestock. When you factor in everything, the clearing of the land for grazing, feeding, transporting, livestock causes more greenhouse gases than all the direct emissions from the entire transportation sector.
This is really good news for us, believe it or not. Before I felt helpless, like I can't make a difference by myself. I'm not gonna go fight the oil industries. I mean, I did stand outside of the building once doing this. Come on, see? Let me at him, let me at him. A single person is not gonna be able to take on big oil. It's just not possible. We're too reliant on these fossil fuels. What the fuck is wrong with my hands? We're very reliant on these fossil fuels. There's a lot that you don't know about these private sectors. You're not gonna stop driving a car. You're not gonna stop heating and cooling your house. But it is immediately practical to just stop buying something that's, contributing to climate change. Thanks to capitalism, our money is our vote. So when you went out last Christmas and you bought one of those new Furbies, you are essentially saying, I want the world to be in chaos. I want to live in a murderous, psychotic society because those things are evil wizards. Don't fucking think you're fooling me. I had one when I was a kid. It talked and it knew me. It knew who I was. It knew my social security number. 0, 1, 3, 4, 5. It's on the phone making credit card purchases. I was a kid and I had a credit card. I don't know why. This story's not making sense.
Okay.
Our money demands. So when we take money away from something, the supply is going to decrease. All we have to do to curb the most destructive and largest contributor to climate change is to just stop eating meat, stop eating eggs, and stop eating dairy. It is that simple. This video is only talking about greenhouse gas emissions, but the animal agriculture industry is responsible for so much more harm against our planet.
Raising animals for food consumes 1/3 of all the planet's fresh water, occupies up to 45% of the Earth's land, is responsible for up to 91% of Amazon destruction, is a leading cause of species extinction, ocean dead zones, and habitat destruction.
Think fracking is bad? Its water usage is in the billions annually. Animal agriculture, trillions. The water that we pollute cycles through the ocean and rainforest. The ocean and rainforests filter our greenhouse gases. But they can't because they're all fucked up. And without thriving oceans and rainforests, species are going extinct. And whether we like it or not, between you and me, we're part of the Earth's ecosystem. The circle of life has come to bite us in the ass. So I leave you with this question. If this is true, which you are welcome to go research all the stuff that I've said to you today, can you call yourself an environmentalist while consuming animal products? It's time that we look beyond our gas tanks and onto our plates.
I hope this video has been informative to you and maybe made you think about what could happen to the world in the future, which is now. Oddly enough, I actually get more views on YouTube now that there's nobody left in the world. Must be monkeys or something learn to use YouTube. Oh my god, there's mucus everywhere! It's in my mouth. Oh, goddamn apocalypse! Oh my god! Oh, shake it off, shake it off. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Holy shit! It's the goddamn flying snakes! I knew it! I knew it was gonna happen! I told you! Have a great year, everybody. Try to go vegan if you can. No, don't try to do it. Just do it. Just go. Come on. Just give it a try. Everybody can do it. Oh no!
I ain't eating no beef, cause you know that I'm a vegan. I ain't eating no beef, compassion's what I believe in. I ain't eating no beef, cause you know that I'm a vegan. I ain't eating no beef, no, my food was never screened.